Welcome to the Scottish Apprenticeship Awards. Hello and welcome to the Scottish Apprenticeship Awards. Wow, what an opening! Gave us a quick glimpse of some of the incredible apprentices who are at the heart of our show tonight. And we're here to celebrate the outstanding achievements of foundation, modern and graduate apprentices across Scotland and the amazing businesses and individuals who support them. Now tonight is a huge milestone as we're celebrating the 20th year of the awards, so thank you for joining us and helping make this event extra special. Scottish apprenticeships and the world may have changed a lot over the past 20 years, but the difference that apprenticeships make to people's lives remains as important as ever. And whilst the pandemic has made the last 2 years incredibly challenging for us all, apprentices supported by their employers and learning providers continue to develop their skills and provide vital support to Scotland's economy. Coming up over the next hour, we'll celebrate the inspirational work of apprentices, employers and providers from all across the country, and our event will close with the big reveal of Scotland's Apprentice of the Year. Good luck to every one of our finalists. You've all done amazingly well to reach this stage. Now, of course, you can get involved by leaving a comment in our live chat and by tagging us on social media using #ScotAppAwards. Right, before we get underway, Skills Development Scotland would like to thank our generous sponsors for making the event possible. A huge thanks to Balfour Beatty, College Development Network, Morrison Construction, Ocean Winds, Scotland's Apprentice Network, the Scottish Funding Council, the Scottish Training Federation, SQA, South of Scotland Enterprise and the Young Persons Guarantee. Your support for the awards and apprenticeships is massively appreciated. We just couldn't make this event happen without you. Now, to get things officially underway, I am delighted to welcome a very special guest.
Good evening. I'm delighted to open this year's Scottish Apprenticeship Awards, and I want to send my best wishes to all involved. The past 2 years have been extremely challenging for all of us, with every part of our economy impacted by COVID-19, including, of course, apprenticeships. I'd like to commend apprentices, employers and providers for their agility in adapting to change during a very uncertain time. This year's award ceremony takes place during Scottish Apprenticeship Week, which is a fantastic opportunity to celebrate the many achievements of apprentices, to promote the benefits of apprenticeships, and of course to thank employers and training providers for their contribution to the continued success of Scotland's apprenticeship system, some of whom, of course, are finalists this evening. This year's theme for Scottish Apprenticeship Week is Apprenticeships Work, and through that theme we want to assure employers and individuals that work-based learning is a key part of recovery and renewal through workforce development. Our apprenticeships in Scotland are a key way for employers to invest in their workforce, providing key skills the economy requires both now and into the future. The pandemic has had a disproportionate impact on our young people, which is why we launched the Young Persons Guarantee in November 2020. The Young Persons Guarantee aims to connect every 16 to 24-year-old in Scotland with the opportunity of work, learning or training, and apprenticeships are of course a key part of the guarantee. During the pandemic, in collaboration with our partners and stakeholders, we managed to continue the delivery of our apprenticeship programme, providing support to apprentices, employers and providers to minimise the impact of COVID-19. While apprenticeship volumes are moving in the right direction, I am acutely aware that these are not yet back to pre-pandemic levels. The Scottish Government continues to work very closely with Skills Development Scotland and the Scottish Funding Council to maximise apprenticeship opportunities, supporting the long-term future of work-based learning in the economy as we strive towards a fairer, greener Scotland. Finally, I would like to take this opportunity to congratulate you all for what you've been able to achieve. Regardless of this evening's results, you've done exceptionally well and should be thoroughly proud of yourselves. All the very best for this evening and for the future. Have a great night and thank you.
Thanks for that. Now, I'm very pleased to welcome the Chair of Skills Development Scotland, Frank Mitchell. Frank, how great is it to be back celebrating the awards during Scottish Apprenticeship Week?
Well, it's just fantastic. It's great to have the award ceremony every year that really showcase the best of the apprenticeships in Scotland, and it's a testament to all the apprentices in Scotland that this gets such a high profile.
And this year's event is particularly special, isn't it, as we're celebrating the 20th year of the awards, which is a great testament to apprenticeships.
Fantastic, fantastic. Of course, none of this would happen without the apprentices themselves, but also the sponsors, the trainers, the employers, everybody involved in making these events happen, which is just fantastic. And 20 years is really a remarkable milestone to achieve, and really talks about the longevity of apprenticeships in Scotland and how great they are and how they really do well for the people who are doing apprenticeships, but also the businesses that employ them.
And of course, this year's awards introduced 2 brand new categories as well, focusing on net zero.
Well, apprentices are unique in that they really are demand driven by the economy and by the jobs in the economy, and nothing's a bigger challenge than the climate crisis we all face. And that's why businesses are looking to recruit more and more apprentices into this area, which is going to be vital for the sustainability of Scotland's economy.
And we have some incredible finalist stories to share tonight as well, don't we? I'm
always completely flabbergasted by the brilliant stories we hear each year of the apprentices. It's just fantastic. And not also that, a lot of the people who are nominated have fantastic stories as well, such as the instructors and the commitment they have to apprentices. So no doubt again this year the stories will be fantastic, and they'll be really awe-inspiring to everybody who listens to them, and I'm sure it'll inspire more people to become apprentices in the future. As Chair of Skills Development Scotland and also a CEO of a large business that brings on just under 300 trainees every year, apprentices are really important to me, but I also see how important they are to the Scottish economy and to the social fabric of Scotland. So I'm really proud to be here today, and how proud that this is going ahead with record numbers again this year in its 20th year.
Thank you so much, Frank. Now, I'm thrilled to welcome my co-host, who has become a bit of a Scottish Apprenticeship Awards celebrity. Yes, this man here, it's former apprentice and past winner of Apprentice Ambassador of the Year, Johnny Campbell. Johnny, so great to be in the studio with you.
Oh, I know, it's amazing getting back to normality, slowly but surely, but it's so good to be back in the studio and to be helping out with the awards once again this year.
What was it like winning when you were part of the awards? That must have been a special moment, which lots of people have got to look forward to tonight.
It was some time ago now, 2015, which is hard to believe, but it was nerve-wracking on the night. I remember the nerves. That's probably how people are feeling right now if they're up for an award. But when I heard my name, the burst of joy was incredible. But well done to everyone who's been nominated tonight. It really is such an achievement.
Yes, good luck. Our fingers are crossed for you. What difference did it make to your life, though, once you won the award? That must have given you a real confidence boost.
I feel like I've gone full circle as well, from winning an award to coming back and being able to present. But absolutely, my apprenticeship kick-started my career. I'm now continuing to work in communications and also do a little bit of radio on the side as well, which is incredible. So absolutely, my apprenticeship was really the bolster to all of this.
Thanks, Johnny. It is great to have you with us. Now, let's jump straight into our first set of awards. Without employers, we know there would be no apprenticeships. So, our first awards tonight recognise the commitment of amazing businesses across Scotland who continue to back apprenticeships to develop critical skills and support the young workforce.
Our first award is for the Small to Medium Employer of the Year, which is sponsored by SQA. This category recognises firms with fewer than 250 members of staff who have shown exceptional support of Scottish apprenticeships. Let's meet the finalists.
Apprentices bring in a lot of opportunities for AES Solar. We are a growing company. We have roles to fill that aren't necessarily easy to fill because the skills aren't out there. So bringing in apprentices gives us the opportunity to develop and mould candidates into what we need.
I think the main fundamental aspect of the company and the core is the people that work there. I think there's such a focus on the people that work there, the journeys that they've taken, and I think the opportunity to work at a company like this is definitely something that any person in the local area and across Scotland should be considering.
Lullaby Lane are really passionate about looking after our apprentices because for many of them, this is their first experience of the world of work. They deserve to come into an environment where they feel emotionally safe and secure, and they can access that really smart thinking part of their brain in an environment where they don't feel judged, and they have a real genuine sense of belonging. That's when we as an organisation will get the best out of our apprentices.
The fact that we were supported so much at Lullaby Lane is very important to me, especially being an older apprentice. It was obviously very daunting to go into something so new.
Our apprentices play a vital role in our organisation. They bring a freshness, they bring energy, they bring new ways of thinking and new learning.
Apprentices have a really important role within Pointer. We use apprentices to help and support engineers, to allow them to learn the trade, to allow them to develop their knowledge, skills and experience to become fully fledged engineers which can support our customers.
I would never have been able to do this 6 months ago, definitely not. I feel as if my confidence has came up a lot, talking to people, talking to customers, meeting new people as well. That's helped me so much. I was very closed off when I was at school, but now I've opened up and I've realised that you need to see people to get through in the world.
Career path within Pointer is something that we are passionate about, and a lot of our colleagues and staff have started as an apprentice and moved on to more senior roles within the organisation. To allow for the talent to grow, we need to have apprentices.
So many great finalists. I don't know how the judges have chosen a winner, but we do have one, and the winner of SME Employer of the Year is Pointer.
Congratulations to Pointer. Our next category is the Large Employer of the Year, which is sponsored by Balfour Beatty. Let's see which employers made the finalist shortlist.
Capgemini sees young people as the future of the company and getting young people in at a point earlier in their career so that they can develop themselves, and for us to retain that talent and to offer them a wealth of different career opportunities as part of their career journey. I get a lot of personal satisfaction seeing how people actually get on, and in a very short space of time they're able to develop their careers and take on more and more senior positions and more technical roles within the business. So it's great to see young people develop.
I think the best thing about being an apprentice at Capgemini is that it's allowed me to develop my own career in a really exciting and innovative industry, working in a large-scale company across the UK.
So it's not just technical roles, it could be finance, it could be HR, it could be payroll, it could be project management, as well as digital and technical skills. So it's down to the individual where they want to take their career.
For VSM, RAI, our apprentices are the talent of the future. We're growing people into the roles of the future. As digitisation comes along, our staff need to be more up with the latest standards and technology. The majority of our apprentices are process operations apprentices. We have about 18 young apprentices. This year we're recruiting a further 21 apprentices. We're also bringing in a graduate apprentice for data science that will be studying at Glasgow Caledonian University.
I think I've developed very well with my apprenticeship so far through DSM. The company are very welcoming. They want you to progress, they want you to be successful, as after all we are hopefully one day going to be the future of the success of the RAI site. They give you many tools and skills and knowledge, and the guys are happy to help always.
Scottish Power employs apprentices because we have a very ageing workforce, we have a very technical nature of roles within Scottish Power, and we have a constant need for electricity as a society. As a result, there is a constant need to keep developing, to keep bringing people through the system. As people retire, then we backfill usually with a trainee. So for us, apprenticeships are a really good way of being able to bring in young people into a thriving business with long-term career prospects and really exciting cutting-edge work, because the technology is developing all the time.
The winner of Large Employer of the Year is DSM Nutritional Products.
Our next two employer awards celebrate the business benefits of diversity, recognising organisations who champion equality and their approach to apprenticeships. First up is our Promoting Diversity SME Employer of the Year Awards, and let's hear from the businesses who made the final shortlist.
We had a devastating fire on the site on the 10th of June last year, and it completely destroyed our replica Crannog. Thankfully it didn't touch any of the collection and nobody was harmed. We had to really become more resilient, and the apprentices have played a really major role in that.
Taking equality and diversity seriously at the Crannog Centre does help us in our actual, when we're talking to visitors, it really helps them kind of feel engaged and not kind of excluded, yeah.
It's changed my life quite a bit. I think it's changed it for the better. I think I've become a lot more confident outside work as well.
I've developed in many ways. I've grown in confidence. I've delivered to tall groups of up to 30 people and paddled logboats in stormy weather.
I mean, we fly the progress flag outside the Crannog Centre because that sets the statement as people arrive that we are open to everyone and we are welcoming, and that's something that all of our apprentices believe in, and all of the team believes in very deeply, that flag needs to fly outside.
It's something that I did when I was a lot younger. I left school earlier and became an apprentice, and if I hadn't taken that journey, I don't think I would be doing what I'm doing just now. So it's quite important to me that I feel I had that opportunity. So I think it's important that if I can give other people that opportunity as well. I'm gay. I've been through, I think everyone else that's gay has been through the same sort of storyline of coming out and the issues that they have to go through. And I just think it's important that if I can create a safe place for people to come and work and be themselves and be who they are without the stress or fear of anything else happening to them possibly, that it would be nice to be able to create that.
I would say to employers that it's a great opportunity to get a new young dynamic skills workforce in.
We just want them to be willing to learn and willing to be enthusiastic and look forward to coming in. And if they can do that, then it doesn't matter who they are or what background they're from. That's the three things that you need.
Developing talent, particularly long term, is something that's super important to us because it helps to close that skills gap that we see in the tech space. Evidence shows where you have people from a diverse set of backgrounds, it really is a catalyst to creativity. Working in the software industry, we're designing products to be used by a diverse audience, so having that diversity within our own teams is a fantastic benefit.
I've got the support and I've got the downtime as well, so it's the best of both worlds. I'm getting support and help from peers and colleagues, but also getting that education and that knowledge that I need to thrive in the job.
We find when you invest in people, you get that investment back in loyalty, and we enjoy a very high retention rate. Around 90% of those that complete our graduate apprenticeship programme stay on in the business with us.
The winner of Promoting Diversity SME Employer of the Year is Base Restaurant ES Catering.
Our final employer award in this section is Promoting Diversity Large Employer of the Year. Let's meet the inspiring finalists.
We as an organisation absolutely embrace equality, diversity and inclusion because one, for us we want to ensure that everyone is welcome within our organisation, regardless of what your background, your ethnicity is. You need to be part, we're a big brand and we talk about being in the communities that we serve, and our organisation needs to be reflective of that.
Employing apprentices here at Scottish Power brings massive possibilities. They make us stop and think, and I think the possibilities are endless for them and where they can go in their careers, but also for us as an organisation about what we can learn from them.
As a disabled person, if you were to compare the current myself to the myself from a few years ago, the difference couldn't be more significant. It is absolutely night and day in terms of personal confidence, in terms of just ability to cope with simplicities of my own personal life. And then of course I'm in a full-time job and studying towards a degree at the same time.
The best thing for me about employing apprentices here is that curiosity that they bring. They keep us fresh and on our toes. They ask questions about why we do things, and it makes us stop and think, and I think that's a great thing.
Apprentices play a great role in our commitment to equality and diversity at the Student Loans Company. We aim to attract talent from all different avenues of life. We use several employability initiatives that allow us to attract diverse talent.
With Student Loans Company, especially within the team, they've all been really cooperative, especially with my managers, my assessors and my team leaders. They've all made sure that I've had opportunities to learn and to also speak with other teams.
It's given me an opportunity to expand in my knowledge for my current job role, which is new, and also to gain more confidence.
But with the apprenticeship you get more formal training, and it has been absolutely brilliant to kind of learn more and be able to kind of better yourself.
They like to ensure that our apprentices have a voice in the organisation, and they like to listen to that voice.
And the winner of Promoting Diversity Large Employer of the Year is Scottish Power. Huge congratulations to all 4 of our winning employers on your very well-deserved awards.
So far, we've heard from the amazing employers who invest in Scottish apprenticeships, and our next award focuses on the inspiring organisations and people who support apprentices to learn, develop and achieve their full potential. Up first is the Apprentice Instructor of the Year category, which recognises the critical role of passing on skills and developing talent. Let's have a look at the finalists. Lindsay Kemp, Skills Academy Trainer, Forster Group. Lindsay is passionate about helping apprentices have successful careers in the roofing sector. Since 2015, he has trained 50 modern apprentices, actively supporting their education and development from day one of employment. He regularly goes above and beyond the framework, arranging recreational trips and activities for apprentices and offering out-of-hours wellbeing and mental health support.
Matthew Barr, Programme Director for Software Engineering, the University of Glasgow. Matthew has worked hard to ensure software engineering graduate apprentices at the University of Glasgow could continue to progress throughout the pandemic. Responding to the needs of apprentices, he introduced flexible learning plans, a buddy system and a mental health support group. 2 years later, more than 52% of apprentices are achieving first-class honour grades, and 100% would recommend the graduate apprenticeship route over other pathways.
Sharon Blyfield, OBE, Head of Early Careers, Coca-Cola Euro-Pacific Partners. Sharon is passionate about developing skills at all levels and utilising apprenticeships to recruit new talent and upskill existing staff. Over the past 27 years, she's shaped apprenticeships at Coca-Cola Euro-Pacific Partners and recently led the introduction of foundation apprenticeships. Her commitment to diversity in the workplace has opened up opportunities for apprentices from underrepresented backgrounds and improved gender balance.
And the winner of Apprentice Instructor of the Year is Lindsay Kemp from Forster Group. Well done, Lindsay, on your award win. Now, our next category, sponsored by the Scottish Training Federation, celebrates the creativity of learning providers who have developed innovative new approaches to engage apprentices and employers in learning and skills development. Let's meet our Innovation and Learning Provision finalists. Forth Valley College. Social Enterprise Movement Fuel Change Challenge has been developed by Forth Valley College so apprentices and employers can work together to tackle climate change. Teams of apprentices took up the challenge, tapping into the potential of youth to help fight the climate crisis. Ideas from apprentices are now being developed into solutions to support net zero ambitions for 2045.
Esteem Training Limited. When the pandemic restricted contact in person, Esteem Training Limited made the most of technology to support apprentices. The learning provider pivoted to a virtual model with videos for apprentices, including Meet the Assessor sessions and virtual site visits. Esteem also supported apprentices with a mental health coordinator to ensure their journey was as smooth as possible.
Care Team at Dundee and Angus College. Recognising the impact of the pandemic on young people and the care sector, the Care Team at Dundee and Angus innovated to actually increase apprentice numbers. Getting creative with technology without losing the personal touch, the team quadrupled their modern apprenticeship opportunities. This included WhatsApp groups for peer support, expanded online one-to-one pastoral care, virtual employer visits and talks, engaging with more employers than ever before.
I'm thrilled to announce that the winner of this year's Innovation and Learning Provision Award is the Care Team at Dundee and Angus College.
The climate emergency is one of the greatest challenges facing us all. As well as providing critical skills for employers and the economy, apprenticeships also have a big role to play in supporting Scotland's ambitions to achieve the target of net zero emissions by 2045.
To showcase the great work that's being done, we've introduced two brand new award categories for this year, supporting Net Zero Apprentice of the Year, which is sponsored by Ocean Winds, and supporting Net Zero Apprentice Employer of the Year, sponsored by South of Scotland Enterprise.
Let's take a look at the innovative work our apprentice and employer finalists have been doing to support the journey towards net zero.
We support apprentices to learn about climate change and green skills in a number of ways. We work closely obviously with the colleges that they're at to understand our organisation, our values, whether that's about the environment or health and safety. We partner very closely.
Everyone just needs to take action now, and the bigger companies can make an effect on the local ones and they can get the word out there more.
I think specifically for our generation it's kind of got to a critical point where we're at this kind of bit where climate change could really it hangs in the balance really, and I think it's important for us to clean up.
I think employers have a huge role to play in supporting Scotland's net zero ambitions. On the back of COP26, we need to use that as a springboard and a catalyst for change within Scotland. We as a company, Compass, have a net zero ambition of being net zero by 2030, and we've got a roadmap that takes us through that and focusing on all different aspects of it to try to get there.
A lot of greenhouse emissions and things like that are caused by things like farming and things like that. So looking for new ways to move into the future is a good way to keep the industry alive and keep the planet alive as well at the same time.
Apprentices are important in working towards net zero, as every member of staff is. Our entire organisation is devoted to making fashion more sustainable. Every role of the company and every step that the company does helps towards that.
Well, ACS has helped me develop green skills by putting me through a Green Champion course. So I've done that fully, and I now pass it on to other employees under me.
My boss contacted me and said that there is a challenge happening called Fuel Change. We found out that seaweed is actually the next goal, basically. So for seaweed to grow, it needs to have CO2. So we thought by planting seaweed across of Scotland would help reduce, because CO2, the seaweed takes in 20 times more CO2 than a tree does.
To support my business, Become Greener, I developed a product called the AAA Plan. Essentially what that is, it's a product that we designed about 2 years ago, and over the last year we've started to implement it and sell it to a number of our customers. When I was in school I didn't know enough, and I realised that as I started to work in energy there's more and more opportunity for us to make a big change, and there was just not enough education around it. So as I started to learn myself and educate, I realised there's real opportunity to do the same for others. And from a business point of view, there's a real chance to make a difference for all SMEs and even large businesses, and that's something I wanted to be a part of.
So an example of how I've helped to progress net zero within my company, I was involved in the Fuel Change Challenge, which is an apprenticeship challenge for bringing apprentices to really brainstorm ideas on how to reduce net zero. And our idea was a large-scale look at our business and how we can reduce in multiple areas. I myself focused on a CHP plant, which is combined heat and power. We already have a biomass boiler which just produces heat, so I looked at managing to create power from this to help power the electricity usage on site, which added towards thousands of tons of CO2 savings, but also £400,000 of financial savings.
I went to Australia about 2 years ago and done a tour of the Great Barrier Reef, and I'll keep fishing my own house myself, crustaceans. I've done that for many years now, so this was a massive thing for me, my favourite part of the full trip, and the whole kind of bit of the reef that we explored was all bleached. It's basically to do with coral kind of like dying, becoming ill, and it was just devastating, and that's all down to climate change. So kind of from then, as soon as I come back, get involved with the Fuel Change opportunity, it was just an easy transition for me, and it's just been a massive motivator for me to try to help and do what I can and push other people to do what they can, do a bit more.
What a fantastic group of finalists. Now, to announce our Net Zero Award winners, I'm thrilled to hand over to a very special guest.
Good evening. I am delighted to announce the winners of the first ever Net Zero Scottish Apprenticeship Awards. Our apprenticeships and green skills have an important role to play in supporting Scotland's ambitions to achieve net zero by 2045. And I would like to congratulate all finalists this evening who have done fantastic and innovative work. The first category is Supporting Net Zero Apprentice of the Year. It's safe to say this was a competitive category, so much so that judges have actually identified joint winners. Both our winners have been champions for sustainability, leading the development of innovative new ideas to reduce energy waste as part of the Fuel Change Challenge. It is my pleasure to announce the joint winners of Supporting Net Zero Apprentice of the Year are Ryan Matthews and Victoria Parkamovich from GE Caledonian. This is a fantastic achievement. You should both be thoroughly proud of yourselves. Of course, none of this would be possible without employers, who are also delivering great innovative work to support net zero. I am delighted to announce that the winner of Supporting Net Zero Apprentice Employer of the Year is Advanced Clothing Solutions. This is another fantastic achievement, and I'd like to commend your commitment to lead the fashion industry towards a low-carbon future. Congratulations once again to all of our well-deserved winners, and have a great night.
Thanks, Minister, and huge congratulations to Advanced Clothing Solutions and our double award winners from GE Caledonian, Ryan and Victoria.
We've had a brilliant show so far and celebrated the work of some incredible finalists and winners. But now we've officially reached my favourite part of the event, the Apprentice Awards.
Coming up, we've got 4 awards recognising the fantastic achievements of foundation, modern and graduate apprentices across the country. We'll then go on to present the Ambassador Award, which recognises former apprentices who continue to champion and promote work-based learning. And finally, we have the big one, the overall award for Scotland's Apprentice of the Year, which could be given to any one of our foundation, modern or graduate apprentice winners. So make sure you stay tuned for the big reveal. And if you've got a good luck or congratulations message to share, remember to get involved. We'd love to hear from you. You can leave a comment in the live chat or tag us on social media using the hashtag ScotAppAwards. Our first apprentice category is the Foundation Apprentice of the Year, which is kindly sponsored by the Scottish Funding Council. Across Scotland, thousands of school pupils are set for a big future by selecting a foundation apprenticeship as one of their subject choices. Let's meet our Foundation Apprentice finalists.
I'm Nathan McDonald. I'm a track marshal at Inverness Cartway. Ever since I was little, I've always had an interest in cars, sort of working on engines. And when I got my apprenticeship, I was over the moon. I was just sort of like, always wanted to work on cars, and it was finally happening, and I was just moving up in the sort of career path of mechanics.
Nathan was a fantastic apprentice. Nathan was the one that turned up every class. Nathan was the one that you could see a sparkle in his eye.
I think it's changed my life as I would just not speak to anyone. I was very isolated. I wouldn't really, walk in here and be like, oh, hi guys, how's everything going? I'd sort of just shimmy off through to the staff room, and ever since then I'm now just like asking questions as well when I'm working and stuff. Like, I won't just stand outside and just let me struggle.
My name is James Carr. I studied a foundation apprenticeship in business skills at South Lanarkshire Council. During the second year we got to work with South Lanarkshire Council's election team, and that helped me to become a team leader and lead a group of young people. When I was 10 years old, I had meningococcal meningitis and an abscess in the brain, and I was in a coma for the best part of 3 weeks.
James loves his apprenticeship. He's always had the street. If he wanted to do something, he'll do it. He will do it.
I think the apprenticeship programme really gives an employer, you can give back to the community. You're supporting and you're helping the young people within your area.
I definitely see a value within myself, and anybody that has a disability should see that value as well. And there's nothing stopping you.
My name is Lara Henderson. I'm a foundation apprentice and I worked at Lochleven Health Centre. I was in high school and I was looking at going to college at the age of 16, but I was unsure if I wanted to stay in school or go to college, so my careers advisor actually told me there was an option to do a foundation apprenticeship, which would give me a taste of what that'd be like. So I did 5 subjects at school while doing my foundation apprenticeship. I feel like I've developed to be a more compassionate and patient person. I feel like I learned a lot to the point where I was actually getting compliments in my workplace about the way I was with handling people. People would call in after they had met me and said that I was lovely and I was very welcoming and they got what they needed. So I feel like it helped me develop that professional yet friendly demeanour towards people in healthcare. I would say to an employer planning on taking an apprentice that you should definitely do it, because they're one of the hardest workers out there. They want to learn more, they're willing to put extra work in. I feel like they would definitely benefit the workplace and make it better.
And the winner of Foundation Apprentice of the Year is Nathan McDonald.
I'd like to thank Inverness Cart Raceway for helping me on everyday shifts. It's just been joyful, making a fun day of work.
Our second individual award is the Modern Apprentice of the Year at SCQF Level 5, which is sponsored by College Development Network. Let's take a look at the finalists.
Hi, I'm Emily Gregg. I'm working at Stirling University as a Modern Apprentice Accountant, and I previously worked for DD Group. Becoming an accountant was always something that I wanted to do. I liked it in school, I liked it in college. When I got my apprenticeship, I was very excited. I was overwhelmed actually. I was more excited to start finally getting somewhere with my career. Working through the pandemic was challenging. I was the only person in with my senior and manager. All my other colleagues were working from home. So when I first started, it was just me and 2 others. And then when everybody started to come back into the office, I had to just be confident and start making friends and conversation and building a relationship with my new colleagues that came in.
Hi, I'm Sean Pearson. I work as a chef at Basin Leven. I see the apprenticeship as a good achievement, and I've really enjoyed it, and I enjoy working at Base, and just every day is different, and I really enjoy working here.
The apprentices are key because they help us innovate with, especially with the younger apprentices, with what's new and what's happening. And I tend to find the apprentices are more involved in what's happening within the business and within their job role than any other normal employee that comes on board. They're more interested in learning and finding out what makes it work, why it's working, and what else they can do to make it work better. They just seem more forward thinking and more involved in the actual job in which they're doing.
I think it's excellent that Base promotes diversity and employing people from different backgrounds and giving everyone the same opportunities to become an employee here.
I'm Sarah Sanderson and I'm an accounts assistant at Bonaccord Accountancy Limited. So I suppose at school then your exams at that time seems everything, and that you have to do well, but in actual fact there's so much more you can do out with school to further your qualifications. The biggest challenge I've overcome is being able to do an exam. I suppose with confidence. Before at school I was a complete wreck. I'm quite happy that I chose to do an apprenticeship instead, as I got to stay at home.
Sarah has been a really good apprentice for us. She is very studious, very dedicated to her work, always tries her best, and she's very professional at her job.
My apprenticeship has helped me decide what I want to do in the future. I suppose it's helped confirm that I'm quite happy working in accountancy, and that even after I finish this qualification, I am thinking about furthering my accountancy qualification.
And the winner of Modern Apprentice of the Year, SCQF Level 5, is Sarah Sanderson.
Three words I'd use to sum up my apprenticeship would be rewarding, worthwhile, but also challenging.
Next up is our award for the Modern Apprentice of the Year at SCQF Level 6 or above. This category is sponsored by the Young Person's Guarantee, so let's find out who made the finalist shortlist.
Jennifer Klonko. I completed an engineering apprenticeship with Coca-Cola Euro Pacific Partners. Growing up, I always kind of liked to tinker with things. Rebuilt cars with my dad, so I decided to go down the apprentice route for engineering. So I just started researching and applying. So after joining my apprenticeship, it's grown my confidence massively, and it's probably forced me to push myself more. It's continuous memories, working with experienced engineers and gaining the knowledge, getting passed down the chain, and then I'm passing my knowledge on to apprentices starting now.
I see that there's a spark there with Jennifer, that she's good at her job,
and I think she's going to come along and be a good engineer. She's willing and keen to get involved.
My apprenticeships helped me to decide that I want to be a mechanical engineer, which is what I'm currently doing in my role at the moment.
I'm Nathan Anderson. I'm a modern apprentice for wood, and I done an apprenticeship in measurement and control to be an instrument tech. See, I was university first. I did the first year at university and then decided it wasn't for me, so came home and was working in Morrison's, a shop, and then I'd obviously heard previously about the Apito apprenticeship, so thought why not give it a try, and then it turned out to be the best thing I ever did. I think during my apprenticeship I've developed better people skills and a lot more confident. So obviously going into at such a young age, into an offshore environment where there's 40, 50-year-old guys you're working with, it takes a certain type of person to work in that place. So I think I've developed an awful lot, just been able to stand on my own 2 feet and take criticism on the chin and sort of just develop as a person and grow up essentially, which is maybe what I needed at that point in my life. It was nice being able to follow my dad's footsteps in a sort of way by going offshore, because I seen the sort of life he was able to provide us as a family growing up, and I know it made him happy, me doing it, but it also made me happy having the opportunity to go and see the things he sort of seen in the world and all the places he'd been to that he told me about when we were younger, and now it was me living it as well.
I am Payvand Alipur, early years practitioner. I'm working for Somerset Nursery Claremont Garden. In apprenticeship, we do look after children for all their needs. I think one of the many challenges that I faced at home to sort out the timing between studying and caring for my children. That was the hardest one.
I've seen Payvan develop through this apprenticeship. In many ways, she's developed confidence in herself. She has learned that she can overcome all obstacles. She's learned that she's determined and that she has a lot to offer, and she's so proud of herself, and I love that she's so proud of herself. I get a lot of pleasure from that.
I would say to other people that they want to become an apprenticeship, I would definitely advise them to do it, otherwise they will never forget themselves. Because you need to give yourself a chance. And I think it's the best way to start and the best way to following your dream, starting from apprenticeship.
Hi, my name's Pippa Van Ways and I'm an Active Schools Modern Apprentice. From a young age, I've always had a passion and love for sport. My oldest sister plays basketball at a high level, so I've always wanted to follow her footsteps almost. And I've also coached quite a lot when I was in high school, helping clubs outside of school and also in my school as well. So from there I just knew exactly what I wanted to do.
So a lot of Active Schools work is to engage with young people and children. So to have somebody that is a modern apprentice that is between 16 and 19 years old that can really engage and understand children is really, really valuable to our service.
I've gotten a lot out of the apprenticeship. So many different valuable life skills that I can take into the future. I've gained lots of trust from people as well, which is great. From senior management, head teachers. Yeah, it's just been great.
And the winner of the Modern Apprentice of the Year, SCQF Level 6 or above, is Jennifer Kolonko.
It's also boosted my confidence as well, joining the apprenticeship, because I'm learning new skills every day and developing my knowledge.
Our final individual award is for Graduate Apprentice of the Year, which is generously sponsored by Morrison Construction. Each year, thousands of people take up graduate apprenticeship jobs to get qualified up to master's degree level, while delivering the critical skills that employers and industries need. Let's meet our 3 talented finalists.
I'm Craig Stark, my principal detail designer at BAE Systems. I feel like I developed greatly through the course of the apprenticeship in various different aspects. Obviously the theoretical side through the knowledge I was learning during the apprenticeship, but more so in the work-based. I was growing in confidence, I was creating new relationships with different stakeholders that ordinarily I may not have been involved with, and I was able to create a good network within the working environment.
Well, as I say, as he's developed, his confidence has grown and he's much more confident to be putting his ideas forward.
The graduate apprenticeships reinforced my aspirations to maintain within engineering and push on within BAE Systems and continue to climb the career ladder. And I think that's just reinforced that my initial thought was correct for me, and it suits my aspirations.
So I'm Rachel Fiona Edwards. I'm a graduate apprentice in doing a higher operations position at Barclays within Global Reconciliation Services. I think I've developed in a positive trajectory. Originally, I wasn't the most outgoing of people. I'm very collaborative because you have to be in this line of work. You have to work with cross teams both in the workplace and also on a university side. You've got to collaborate with different groups. So those skills definitely got enhanced, and those are probably my highest asset going forward is developing those further. My confidence originally was quite low due to prior health issues. I had a low sense of self-esteem and was a bit unsure about everything in life. But putting yourself out there and just working your way through the degree, through work, and you have support from work and at the university, definitely helped with my confidence levels immediately, yeah.
My name is Meg Scott. My role is a graduate apprentice for AECOM in the streets team. I work on cycle lanes and active travel infrastructure. I do a bit of everything. I do a lot of design work, but I do also work with my clients directly. I always wanted to be a civil engineer. I went to university for a year and decided that wasn't the right route for me, and the apprenticeship was the right route for me, and I went and followed that.
It's definitely of high calibre in terms of what Meg's produced in the 3 years that she's been with us, and I think what we have to learn from that is that there's not a one-size-fits-all, and it's absolutely ideal for us to have Meg. Meg will finish university, and to give a different view on that, a university graduate will come in and just start to work. They don't have the experience. Meg will graduate from university with 3 years work experience.
Well, my next kind of ambitions, I just want to continue delivering sustainable infrastructure where I can, whether that's through cycle lanes or whether it's doing electric vehicle work, which I think is the next big step, the thing that's coming. And I think that's where I want to go from here.
And the winner of Graduate Apprentice of the Year is Meg Scott.
I have to say, making the choice to become an apprentice was the best decision I'd made. It's changed my life.
Our penultimate award is one that's always very close to my heart as a former winner, Apprentice Ambassador of the Year. This category, sponsored by Scotland's Apprentice Network, spotlights former apprentices whose ongoing work encourages and supports others onto the apprenticeship career path. Let's meet our 3 inspiring finalists.
I'm Aidan McIntyre and I'm the Apprentice Coordinator at GE Aviation Caledonian. When I was an apprentice, we have a really good culture where we collaborate across different teams. So through my apprenticeship, I realised lots of different stakeholders had an input in my training, and I knew that after my apprenticeship, I wanted to be somebody who could give back to other apprentices. In my current role, I support apprenticeships by planning and coordinating their training throughout their 3 years. I also tie in with various external stakeholders, for instance the local college, Skills Development Scotland, to plan the academic side of their training. So basically my role is to pull their full training together and make sure that they're progressing at the rate we expect. I'm so passionate about promoting apprenticeships and supporting apprentices. There isn't a finish line attached to it, it's a lifestyle that I've got. This recognition means a lot to me, and I'm hoping to be part of the wider apprenticeship community moving forward to help support students into positive destinations in the wake of the pandemic.
I'm David Scott. I'm a graduate apprentice software engineer at Aviva. Well, apprenticeships are the foundations of success in my belief, because if you can bring talent in which don't have to be necessarily from school, they can be at different stages of their career, they could be in a role which they're wanting to upskill. I think what an apprenticeship offers for business, and what I would say to a business, is you have the chance to drive that learning and also help people on that pathway to get them into roles which they're going to be good at, and they're going to be good for the business. They're going to deliver the results for our customers and our business as a whole. I support apprenticeships in my current role, both internally and externally. Externally, I support a number of activities with Skills Development Scotland, educate and advocate for apprenticeships, both on government side and telling government why they have to invest more in apprenticeships, but also thinking about how we can encourage more businesses to consider apprenticeships alongside graduate programmes.
Hi, I'm Mark Gullen. I'm an asset planner for Scottish Water. The best thing about supporting apprentices for me personally is getting that joy out of seeing someone succeed. There's no better feeling than that for me personally, just seeing someone else doing well in their career, doing well in life, and knowing that you had something to do with that. I'm going to continue doing what I do, convincing people to go down the apprenticeship path and make a good living for themselves and become a success and become proud of who they are. And really, I will keep fighting for apprenticeships until the day I retire. That's how passionate I feel about these, because I want people to feel the way that I've felt about it, and the changes and the benefits that I enjoy from it. If I can do it, and if I can do this, who's to say anyone else can't?
It's my great pleasure to announce that the winner of Apprentice Ambassador of the Year is David Scott.
It's not just about going in and doing your day job, it's about going in, working with the communities you live in.
Wow, what an outstanding group of winners and finalists. Congratulations to you all. Now, we're just a few moments away from our finale and the big reveal of Scotland's Apprentice of the Year. To tell us a little bit about what it's like to win this award and the life-changing impact of an apprenticeship, we spoke to last year's winner, Samir Khan Young.
Yes, Samir, you are Scotland's Apprentice of the Year. How does it feel, a double award win for you?
I can't believe it was a year ago. It's flown in and I've done a lot since. But it definitely is a sense of pride that I got both of the awards. Biggest benefit at the Graduate Apprentice was getting the degree and earning while learning. So bought a house with my partner, managed to buy a flat very young as well. So moving on from those things, like outside of work, it let me do things that I never would have been able to do without doing an apprenticeship. I want to be a role model for my son, and that's all any father wants to be. There's nothing better than walking in and having a hard day shift, seeing your girlfriend standing there, and then before you know it, you've got a little man running from behind to get a cuddle. So there's absolutely no better feeling than going into a warm, loving home after a hard day. Anything that I've learned through apprenticeships, it's what you put in, you'll get back. At the age of 27 just now, managing to do 2 apprenticeships, managing to win an award as highly as this, I am proud. Definitely am somebody that doesn't want to blow his own trumpet, but I would say I'm definitely proud of myself.
Thanks so much to Samir for that brilliant insight into his apprenticeship experience. And now we've come to the moment you've all been waiting for as we find out which of our amazing apprentice winners will be named the overall Apprentice of the Year. To announce our final winner and Scotland's Apprentice of the Year, I'm delighted to hand you over to a special guest.
Good evening. I'm delighted to be announcing the winner of Scotland's Apprentice of the Year and would like to first of all send congratulations to all of the winners so far. This person was inspired by her passion for engineering to undertake a modern apprenticeship and in the process has paved the way for others in a male-dominated industry. Significantly growing in confidence and capability during her apprenticeship, this individual has since earned a well-deserved promotion and become an active ambassador for apprenticeships in schools in the local community, spreading the word that apprenticeships work for young people in Scotland. With that, Scotland's Apprentice of the Year is Jennifer Kolonko.
Oh, a massive congratulations to Jennifer. In fact, we took some time to visit Jennifer and share the good news. You've obviously done an amazing job.
Yep.
It's fantastic to get to being a finalist, to being recognised. But I have some even better news for you, Jennifer, because not only have you won your category, but you are also Scotland's Apprentice of the Year.
Right, okay.
Congratulations! How does that start to feel now?
Makes me feel very proud, and I feel that I want to promote other people to join apprenticeships and boost apprenticeships across Scotland.
Huge congratulations to Jennifer on your double award win, and of course a massive well done to all of our winners and finalists. Your achievements are just so inspiring.
And a very special thank you to everyone who has made these awards possible, from our nominators and judges to our guest speakers, generous sponsors, and of course every one of you for tuning in and joining us.
Yeah, I hope you enjoyed the show. We've definitely enjoyed ourselves.
Absolutely.
So hopefully you've loved it too. Please keep the celebration going by sharing your comments below or by shouting about the awards on social media using #ScotAtAwards.
But for now, that's it from us. Thank you and take care.
See you later.